I have failed over and over in my life, sometimes painfully, and I realized every time I let fear take over, it just ends up knocking me down. But those failures shaped my journey and gave me direction, and over the years helped me to find my voice and God's purpose for me. My grandfather was a pastor in South Korea who spent over 7 years in prison in the 70s for standing up against the Park Chung-hee regime. His courage left a deep mark on our family, especially on my father, who eventually decided to start over in America. We moved to the US in 1997 when I was 8 years old. My dad became a pastor like my grandfather, serving Korean immigrants and helping them build a new life in the US. And my mother worked in restaurants to support us through tough times. She taught me how to be resourceful, to keep going, and to always cook with love. When I first got into the restaurant business, my parents were just disappointed. They thought I'd follow in my grandfather and my father's footsteps and become a pastor or professor, certainly not the friar guy. And I get it, every immigrant parents wants more for their kids. Restaurant work isn't glamorous or prestigious. But I've always felt that spirituality and church aren't necessarily the same thing. Isn't church at the end of the day sort of a kind of a hospitality business? To me, both a church and a restaurant at their best are places where people connect and are nourished. Of course, restaurant industry isn't always kind. In order for a tree to reach heaven, its roots must reach down to hell. And such is the case for the restaurant business. A lot of folks in restaurants aren't there because they have a passion, they're just trying to survive. And this industry can be brutal. There's bad bosses, not enough training, sometimes no path to grow. But when it's done right, it really is a beautiful thing. It's a community of people coming together, working together to create something special and moments that guests will never forget. And that's what drew me in. I wanted to build a business where anyone could grow and move up no matter where they started. And restaurant work is often about second chances because life happens in restaurants. It's where people go to celebrate, to heal, to connect. Good food and hospitality can really lift someone's spirits. When I opened my first restaurant, it felt like my calling, but when it closed during COVID, I felt lost, not just as a business owner, but as a person. I still wonder if I should have fought harder to save